Rum.
The night, easy night. I don't know, my screen crashed. My camera's moving super slow on my computer. Remember, guys, I do stream off Dell Optiplex, so I'm pretty behind on the technology and speed. But appreciate you guys always tuning in. Some of you guys tune in all the time, come by the chat and say what's up. Appreciate that. Of course, don't ever forget to subscribe. Especially if you have a Nintendo Wii that you have nothing to do with, that you want to get some stuff done. In this video, guys, we're going to talk a little bit on a question that I got on one of the comments. It says, hello, all my covers art were displaying just fine on the USB loader GX, and suddenly all of them just stopped. All I get is a question mark images from all my games, and sincerely no reason and no idea what went wrong. So today we're gonna check out the USB loader GX, and I'm gonna show you guys a couple things you guys can do to make sure. Hold on. Make sure you can always have everything up to date on your Wii, especially if you're like me that has it connected to the Wi-Fi in my house. So whenever I turn it on, I can go on the internet and stuff. So I'm gonna show you guys a little bit what we could do to maintain everything in a good flat space where nothing's gonna get corrupted or nothing like that. All right, guys. Let's go to the next song, because the next song is instrumental, no words. Don't need my words and their words. Alright, guys, let me switch camera over here. Go in the corner here. We got the Wii. One of the first things you always want to do is make sure you connect. Oh no, my controller is dead. Okay, there we go. One of the next things you want to do is always, connect your Wii to the internet. That will help. Sorry. Alright, so basically you go here, you go internet, and then connection settings. I got my wireless settings, so you just go wireless. Alright, guys, I believe there's an adapter you can buy to use the landline, but I don't know if you want to get that. I don't even know, you can still get it. So alright, guys, so back here, and remember to do all the modding to the Wii, whatever you do to the Wii, you always have to have this version of it, 4.3. Because my Wii is European, it's from like Europe and shit, so it's also E. But if you have an American one, it should say something else. Alright, guys, I think it's a U, but always 4.3, version 4.3. If not, none of the stuff that I show you in the videos was gonna work. You have to find a way to update it. What you can do is you can go over here. Once you connect your internet, then you can do Wii system update and try to do it. For some reason, sometimes it just won't do it, guys. It's not gonna update. It's gonna start doing it and it's gonna crash and tell you that it's gonna tell you some internet reason. I searched the internet reason, I searched the error code, and it's like an internet, like you don't have stable internet or some shit like that. But I'm gonna show you guys. Oh, let's go back, guys. So one thing you can do is that make sure you got your Wi-Fi, and then what you want to do is you want to go to your homebrew channel. If you have all this stuff, you have the homebrew channel. So, and remember, guys, before we get into the further into the video, I'm gonna leave my email. I'm gonna leave one of the emails that I have that I use for like my video games and shit. I'm gonna leave that email in the comments and the description. I'm sorry, and you guys can let me know there. Contact me through there. If you have any issues with anything you want to ask me off YouTube, and especially I'm gonna try to help some people there. Some people were asking me if I had the link for the watts, but I was looking at some of the files, and the watts files are so small that I'm pretty sure I could put them in a zip folder and kind of send it to you in an email. So if anybody wants to try that, let me know. You guys see me all the time streaming. I'm a regular person, my name is Marvin, you know what I mean? I'm just a regular Joe. I'm not like a hacker or something that's gonna zap your computer when I send you an email, So if you want to take a chance, guys, I'm always here. I'm here to help. I got shitload of files. They're pretty small. Most of the program files are small. I'm pretty sure I can compress them, like I said, and email them to you. If anybody wants to try that, let me know. I have my email in the description. Just let me know. And don't be afraid, guys. I'm not here to, I'm just a regular average Joe. All right. So once you get to the homebrew the homebrew channel, we're gonna go to the homebrew browser. Alright guys, let's find the homebrew browser, and we got the homebrew browser here, and we're gonna load it up. What you always want to load up the homebrew browser is because you want to always make sure you have all your apps up to date. You want to make sure there's no new updates that that can help it. Like the other day I checked it off stream, and they had an update for the not 64 on Nintendo 64 emulator. And in one of the videos I was actually testing some of the games, see if they play a little better or if it was the same shit, and most of them was the same shit. So sometimes it helps, guys, sometimes it don't, It is what it is. Yeah, but remember, they do have games here. Some of these games, Sonic, you can play in the widescreen. They got Sonic CD port. They have a couple games you can play. These are like homebrew games. But I don't really play any of these games. Maybe let me know in the comments if you guys want me to try some of these games. Super Wario World. I don't know. Super Mario War 1. I don't know. Yeah, some of these games I never really tried them. I'll try them, guys. Let me know in the comments if you want me to try some of these homebrew browser games. We can go through them and play some of them, see which ones are pretty cool or which ones are pretty lame. But the thing you can do here is you go to your emulators, and then not 64. We're good on that one. It's got a little check. That means that it's all good. These are all good. My Nintendo emulator, Super Nintendo emulator, Game Boy Advance emulator, Sega Genesis emulator is up to date. I got the channel installer, everything's good. This shows me like this. This shows like this on the. There's a question mark on this emulator because what I'm actually using is this emulator. I'm using this one. I'm using the Wii XR. The other one doesn't have an R. But what I did is on the document files of the emulator, I actually changed his name to the R one, the other one, right? Not this one, but the other one I actually added an R to it. And then because that's the only way that I will get the WAD. I had a WAD for this channel, but this emulator is pretty crappy. I don't know why it's different. So the WAD that I had to load up, like to have the little PlayStation thing on my home screen, that little WAD wouldn't work with the other emulator that I have. So I had to like go into the document files and put an R in it, and it actually worked, guys. So if you change the name on it, it actually works, and that's why it shows it that it needs to update, because if I update it, it's gonna make it just this instead of me adding an R inside the documents. I mean, you can try to do that stuff, but I don't know, guys. I mean, sometimes I try stuff that works, sometimes I try stuff that doesn't work. That's why I call the video tips and suggestions, because some of that stuff I could tell you are just suggestions and tips that I tried before and they have worked, or maybe you guys can try. Because I mean, I did move around 55 Wii's in my lifespan. I got like 60 under my pocket that that other people had, and they're not calling me, complaining to me about, and they always and those are some of the people that watch my videos, and so those are some of the people that that I showed. That's why whenever I did my Wii's, I always brought the customers to my house and I showed them how to use the programs and showed them what to do, stuff like this, guys. It's just the basics, so you can maintain it running good. And the last thing you can check is utilities, and that depends. Like, you can do this one where it makes your thing glow when you're playing a game all the time. I got the B2X CIOS installer. I keep that on my regular Wii. You don't really need that program though. That program, once you use it, once you patch the Wii, you should be good to go. The Nintendo you do need, and the USB loader you do need. So just make sure these are up to date. Whenever you're gonna use the USB loader GX, make sure all your stuff is up to date. Alright guys, let's get back out of here. Let's go back to the loader. Let's go back to the loader. Let's go back to the main screen. And we'll go back over here and we'll answer the question of the day. The question of the day was one of the comments. Like I said, they're having an issue seeing the covers on their so you can play your games, having other covers there. I forgot the name of the person. The name of the person is Proud 90s Kid. Pro 98 kid, this answer is for you, buddy. You asked me this 22 hours ago. So thank you for subscribing. If you did, appreciate it. I'm trying to hit at least 450 by the end of the year. Hopefully that happens, guys. If you guys can help me with a subscribe or just a simple like on a video, it's muchly appreciated. But the issue he's having is that he's not seeing these covers, these art covers. The art covers, you're not seeing them. What you can do is, first thing I will do is go over here. You go to this one over here that's called select loader mode. We're gonna click that, and it's gonna show you here. It's gonna show you the game selection, the sources that we're gonna select from. So you can select the GameCube games and the Wii games. Sometimes if you don't check this, or sometimes when the Wii reboots itself, like you turn it off for a while, then you unplug the power of it and you take it somewhere else and you plug the power to it. Sometimes when that does, I don't know why, guys, this is just random shit. Remember, guys, these Nintendo Wiis are like 15 years old, so you know you gotta give them a break. I mean, maybe not that old, but they're pretty old. But so just make sure you come here. And of course, me, I have my Wii and GameCube shit selected. But if I only select the GameCubes, you know, I'm only gonna get GameCube games, and it's gonna change from 642 total games to, I think, 300 and something. How many? Takes a while, because remember, the bigger your hard drive, the longer it's gonna take. It just takes. If I had a S, there you go, 272 GameCube games. Alright, guys, so once you have your GameCube games, it's only going to show you that. So I would suggest take a look here, see what you're seeing there, because if not, go back over here and just make sure you click Wii and GameCube games so you can see them. Because if you don't, if you click on this other stuff, it's basically going to show you the emulators. It's going to show you something like this, and when you click on it, you're going to see a whole bunch of question marks, images, but then you highlighted it and you're going to see that it's only the emulators that in the forecast channel and all that other emulators you might have in the thing. And just always double check the number of games right here. So it shows 15 games. They're not 15 games, they're a bunch of emulators and apps. So you're gonna click there, you're gonna click that, you're gonna click Wii games, GameCube games. That's what I have. And then bam, it should load it up. Like I said, the less games you have, the faster it will load. The more games you have, the slower it will load. Especially if I had a SSD hard drive, external hard drive, instead of my HDD, it will be a lot faster. Well, here we go again, so you can see the total amount of games, 642. Just double check that. I know you probably won't. I mean, maybe you do have more than me or the same or whatever. It's not a challenge, it's just a suggestion. Just check over here, see how many you have, make sure that's the right amount you have in your storage, whatever you got them stored, and go from there. Alright, guys, that's a quick answer for our friend in the comments. And the other tip I can guys give you, it's one tip I learned is, if you guys are having an issue with the games loading too slow or basically too slow, you can go to hard drive settings, and the other thing you can change is this game split size. I had a hard drive that I was using, an external hard drive that I was using, that whenever it was on 4 gigs, it would be like, it would take forever to load everything. I mean, it was just, and it would crash. It was crashing more than usual. It was crashing more than usual, and it was like, maybe because it was like a really cheap hard drive that I was experimenting on, like a $17 hard drive that I experimented on. But I figured out how to use it by just put in this. If you split the size, you put it to 2 gigabytes, they work perfect. It's like for slower systems or some shit. I don't know. It slows it does half it splits the game split. You know, it splits the game in half, so it has more time to load it. Less memory, less, half the size of the memory that you're extracting from the hard drive is being used. So it is gonna load it a little faster and more efficiently. Alright, guys, so try to that. On my hard drive here, with this hard drive that I've been using forever, I always use the 4 gigabytes. It always plays fine. Anything else here, you're not really gonna touch. You only do that. You only go here if you need to. If you got a really old hard drive, or a really old hard drive, external hard drive that's really slow and shit, try that and see if it loads the games. a little bit more efficiently instead of crashing on you sometimes. The other thing you can do, guys, is this over here. You go loader settings, and the other thing you gotta do is, one thing I always suggest is return to, just put USB loader GX, so whenever you get out of a game, it'll take you back to the loader, to the USB loader GX, so you can play another game. And the other thing you might want to touch here is in this area right here, the Nintendo don't. Make sure your GameCube mode is Nintendo don't. Leave the source auto. Let the Wii figure it out itself. And then here, video mode auto. I always leave it at auto. But on some TVs, in some places, you might have to do the progressive patch on, so you can have HD, so you can have some of the GameCube games actually play. If you don't turn that on, some of the GameCube games that have progressive, that don't ask you in the beginning of the game, they won't play at all. You're gonna hear the sound, but you won't see no video. Alright guys, I keep mine auto and everything else off. Like I said, depending on the setup you have and the TV you have, that's gonna vary, okay? Other than that, I mean, there's no other settings you want to mess around with. Other than that, you can leave everything else alone. All the loader settings are fine. I mean, if you have at the end over here, there's a place for the, I believe for remote. If you have like a PlayStation remote or some shit, or Xbox. But like I told you guys, you don't really need one. As long as you have the gamepad controller, you'll be fine. It has more than enough buttons for all the Wii games, all the GameCube games, all the whatever emulator games you want to play. Okay guys, let's go back. Let's go back to the USB loader. Again, appreciate you guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Appreciate you guys. Don't forget to subscribe. We're gonna load up I'm gonna play a song and we're gonna load up a cool intro, and I'm gonna see you guys in a little bit because I'm gonna be playing some PC games tonight. I won't tell you what game it is, but my brother used to be real into it, and I never did. I never really got into it. Oh shit. Oh man. Yeah, I never really got into it. I'm on a lot of years. It's a Disney game. The video's probably gonna get copyright like crazy, so I'm just gonna take a chance with it and just play the game. But I want to leave you guys with one last intro before I leave. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm gonna shrink myself down, put myself in the corner like they used to do in school to me. And let's load up Smash Bros and watch that intro. Let me see if I get the right song so I can see the song goes with the video, with the intro. Alright guys, appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe to the next one.